Oh, Jorge, I am so excited about All-Stars. You know, I was reaching that point where I was starting to get bored with Drag Race. All to... Hey! Hi, it's me, Wilma Fingerdoo. Not bored at all, Jorge. Stop it. I'm here to, well, it's that time of the year again. All-Stars 5. Oh, who'd have thought we'd live that long or it would be that popular? I'm just saying. But I have to say, All-Stars 4 did a great job in, it was just such a great season of All-Stars that I thought, oh, okay, they seem to have reached a point now where there are enough queens. I mean, they have 100 queens, but not all of them are All-Star material. And I'm not going to judge them whether they are or aren't, but we all know there's always been one or two people that have shown up on an All-Stars episode and we've gone, really? An All-Star? Seriously. So, let's not delay. Let's talk about these queens because I think they are all All-Stars. So, Jorge, drink me. Ooh, look, what did you make? It's so dark and mysterious. Oh, it's just a whiskey and Coke. Well, and there you go. A little whiskey, a little Coke. I'm gonna leave the umbrella in there. I thought that those umbrellas made my other outfit look very geisha. I wasn't even wearing a kimono. Seriously. So I'm gonna leave the umbrella here. But thank you for putting it in. That is delish. Okay. So let's get to it. All-Stars 5, Sweet Marie and the Ships at Sea. First off, Shea Coulee, OMG. Let's just say this. Shea Coulee was robbed. Now, I am not taking anything away from Sasha Velour. Sasha Velour stole that crown from Shea Coulee fairly and honestly. I think that Shea Coulee was also one of the people, much like myself, that clutched pearls and wept tears when Sasha Velour took that wig off and all those petals started falling down. I knew, like, Shea Coulee was my choice to win. No offense to Sasha Velour, but I feel like every win that Sasha had, she had with Shea Coulee. So I feel like Shea Coulee was the stronger queen. She was certainly the more versatile queen out of the group. Again, not that Sasha Velour wasn't brilliant. She really, really was. But when it came to All-Stars, I really thought Shea was going to take it home, and then she didn't. And I think it is the most happiest I've ever been at somebody not winning. Do you know what I mean? Somebody I picked to not win. I was so impressed with Sasha Velour. But that's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Shea Coulee. Now, first of all, I think that this is Shea Coulee's season to win. All-Stars 5. She was totally denied her, what everyone thought would be her crown for season 9. And I just feel like there's a lot for her to prove. Because she didn't do All-Stars 4. She waited until now. And I think that's good because, first of all, they had a lot of queens in All-Stars 4 that I think, I don't know, I just felt that Shea needed to let those queens go, let them have their moment. Because again, not everyone was an All-Star. But this cast is All-Stars. And if Shea Coulee can win this season, then I think it'll be the grandest All-Stars win. No offense to any other All-Star, but there are some heavy hitters in this lineup this year. And all I have to say is I'm expecting Shea Coulee to make top 3. I'm expecting her to make a couple of queens cry, but I'm also expecting her to be as lovely as she was the first season. That's the other thing I really liked about her was, regardless, she wasn't afraid to throw shade. She wasn't afraid to stand up for herself, but she was also a very nice person. I mean, she had, I think, one of the best attitudes. Even when Nina Benina Brown was giving her side eye over that Black China thing, who cares? You know, she did such a good job her whole season that I'm expecting her to win this one, period. Or at least make top 3. Just saying. Next up for All-Stars 5 from season 10, Ms. Cracker, who's 35 pounds more than she was last time. And you know, I love it when these skinny people tell us they've gained weight because there was nothing about it. She looked exactly the same to me. maybe a little puchka in the face, but I mean, exactly the same. She wouldn't have walked down the hall and me just gone, who's that? You know what I mean? That's Ms. Cracker. Now, I'm going to say something shocking and horrible to everybody. I wasn't a big fan of Ms. Cracker. No offense to her. I think she's a very talented queen, and I think she has some really brilliant skills. But even as she said, she was so focused on winning and so driven. And this is what we've seen with Jan. We've seen it with, Britta as well in season 12. It's a horrible place to find yourself when you are in a competition. You expect to do well, and you're not, and then you start to scramble. And I think with Ms. Cracker, she just started doubting herself. Also, not everybody is suited to a contest, a challenge, where you're under time restrictions and they're telling you what you're doing. You're not coming up with it on your own. And I think a lot of queens are very proud and very happy to tell you that everything they do, they create. That's their design, their vision, and all of that. And I think that is just the rug that's pulled out from under all the queens very quickly once they're in that contest situation. Because no queen goes to RuPaul's Drag Race to lose. They all think they're going to win, and rightly so. They're all very brilliant and talented in their own way. But when you put them under this one magnifying glass, the cracks start to show. And Ms. Cracker cracked all over the place for me. I'm not saying that I'm not expecting her to do well. If she truly has just zened herself down a little and just allowed herself to enjoy, first of all, being there, and then to compete. Just compete. See how you do. Yes, aim for a win, but see how you do. Don't make yourself crazy. Seriously, Miss Cracker. You're going to worry yourself into anemia and lose all those 35 pounds, I'm just saying. 35. My toe. Do I think Miss Cracker is going to win? I think she has the potential. I think she absolutely could. I don't think there's any reason to expect her not to. I just hope she doesn't get in her head again. I mean, we can all sit there and say, oh, I've learned. But sometimes the way we react to situation is the way we react, even if we don't want to. I tend to scream and yell and punch. And then I calm down and go, oh, was that me? But I'm also 6'4". When I scream and yell, the punching doesn't have to happen. I'm just saying. With poor little Ms. Cracker, I don't know. I just Fingerdoo's crossed that she can keep her eye on the prize and say she will definitely make top 3. I'm just saying. Okay, I am just going to be the most embarrassed person by myself after this, but the third person through the doors of All Stars 5, I have to say, is my one and only drag crush. I am so attracted to Alexis Mateo. Out of drag, I think she is one of the just loveliest, most handsome men. And both times, because she was on All Stars, no, she was on season 3 and All Stars 1, I think, yes, because she was teamed up with Yara Sofia. And there's just something, when she was playing Alicia Keys for the Snatch game, like, there's just something about her that just made me, like, melt a little, like, oh, you sexy, like, just the way, and she just, I just have to say, I'm blushing, but yes, if Alexis Mateo were to be alone in a bar, I would buy her a drink. Of course, we have to also love Alexis because, well, she's the drag mother of Ms. Vanjie, and if we don't love her for that, well, then what the hell are we all doing here? Just saying. Do I think my sexy new girlfriend, Alexis Mateo, is going to win? She could. I don't think she will. I feel like on All Stars 1, she was held back a little by Yara Sofia, and I feel like on her season of Drag Race, on season 3, I think there was a lot of stuff going on in her head as well. I think she had a lot of issues she wasn't really prepared to deal with. So I'm hoping that that's all settled now. I think that Alexis Mateo has the potential to win, but I think the highest she'll make is top 3, Fingerdoo's crossed. I'm just saying, seriously. Next through the door, well, eventually her new lips were first, and then she came right after. Blair St Clair from season 10. And I have to say, I'm so glad that she waited until All Stars 5, because I think she was rumored to do All Stars 4. I'm probably wrong. I'm sure you'll correct me if I am. But I think that it was great for Blair to wait, because now that she got those pillowy lips, well, it's a whole new game. Plus, I think the thing with Blair was she was very young. Not that she's much older. What is she, 2 years older now? But she's, I think, with anybody that does RuPaul's Drag Race the first time, especially people who are voted off earlier than they wanted to be, or maybe even had a rougher time there than they thought they were going to have, those people usually, when they come back for an all-star situation, are much more centered and focused. And I'm hoping that that's the case with Blair. I mean, she had a lot of baggage that she was carrying. I mean, you know, she shared a lot of that baggage on the runway. And I think also, you know, being away from her mom, and I know how easy it is to make fun of, oh, you mean your mom? But for those of you that do miss your mom, good for you. Oh, I'm jealous. I wish I missed my mom. I don't. But the point is, I think that Blair, you know, a little older, a little wiser, and with the confidence of new lips, who knows how far she'll go. I'm not predicting her to win. No offense to her. I'm not expecting her to win, but I do expect her to do well, because I don't think anyone's going to expect much from her. And I predict she's going to surprise more than a couple of us, including me. I'm just saying. So here's the Blair St Clair. Bring it, baby. Fifth through the All-Stars door, and from season 5, it was Mariah Balenciaga. And the only thing I remember about her is her horrible Joan Crawford impersonation. Well, I mean, the only reason that anyone even thought she was doing Joan Crawford was because she said, I'm doing Joan Crawford, and then had her name in front of her for the Snatch Game. Short of that, I don't know who the hell she was doing. And I don't think she did either, bless her. Now, she is stunning. She is gorgeous. She's going to eat up that runway every time. But that doesn't always translate to a successful queen for challenges, especially things like quick drag, make your own outfit. Because some of these pretty queens, I'm not saying that Mariah Balenciaga is this queen, but it's not outside the realm of possibilities with her that, you know, she's too polished. She's too together. She's too much of a lady. She's not going to run around like a fool and hot glue stuff to herself. I mean, maybe she'll surprise us all. I don't know. So my prediction for Mariah Balenciaga is I don't think she'll make top 3. Definitely not top 3. Maybe top 5. But there are some heavy hitters this year. I wouldn't be surprised if Mariah isn't kicked out a little earlier than anyone expects. I'm just saying. Next, through the All-Stars 5 workroom door, from season 3, another queen I'm so excited to see on this is India Ferreira. Now, a lot of people might not remember her. Season 3, I think she was voted out 5th in there, maybe. It was earlier than anyone expected, but she really had a hard time on RuPaul's Drag Race. And one of the big things she had a problem with was Mimi, I'm First. I mean, if you don't remember India Ferreira, you will remember that she's the one Mimi I'm First picked up during the lip sync, and Ru had to say drag isn't a contact sport. When India Ferreira was eliminated, she quit drag. I remember reading about it, and I think because it was season 3, this was one of the first queens who just, I think, really brought to light for me internet bashing and all of these Uber fans having opinions that aren't necessarily constructive or helpful. And because of her experience on Drag Race and I guess the subsequent reaction from the fans, she quit drag, and it really broke my heart. I really felt badly for her, because I mean, this is why I say on my channel, I don't mind a debate. I'd like to hear your opinion regardless of what it is, but you don't have to be an asshole about it. Jeez, I can't believe that. Everyone can present their opinion without emotion. Just say it. This is how I feel. I hear what you're saying. I can see why you see that. Now, in my opinion, I think this. When I tell you my opinion, I'm not telling you your opinion's wrong. I'm just telling you, oh, well, this is what I think. And I feel like with India Ferreira, she was the first one that really kind of made me aware of the negative power of social media. So I'm excited to see her because I feel like this is going to be her first real kick at the can at RuPaul's Drag Race. The fact that she's back doing drag, the fact that she is there to compete for All Stars, I hope she hits top 5. I can't predict for India Ferreira because she was so shy and so insecure. I'm hoping that the time that she took off from drag and then the time she spent back in it has just prepared her to surprise everyone. I feel like India Ferreira will either win the whole thing or get kicked out first. That's my prediction with her because I really don't know. I really can't honestly say I have an opinion of how she'll do on the show because she was sadly forgettable from her season. So here's to you, India. Welcome back. Another heavy hitter who came through the All-Stars door from Season 2 and All-Stars 1, Jujube. Now, here is a fan favorite. Here's another girl. She was on early in the timeline of RuPaul's Drag Race. She was there right to the finale. I mean, she was gonna do very well, but she also had her demons. I mean, she had that big singing challenge. Everyone thought she was going to do really well, and then the story has come out since that they all got kind of hammered in backstage before they all came back out to sing. And when you look at it now, you can see, oh yeah, she's sweaty. Like she's had a life. But she also, I think, is one of the most beautiful queens. She's one of the funniest. The fact that you can't outread Jujube. She will cut you twice. I'm excited. I'm excited to see her. I really do believe she will do well. I think she will end up definitely top 5, but because there are such big heavy hitters there, she's either going to decimate the competition or she might be surprised by one or two of them and maybe not make top 3, but definitely top 5 for Ms. Jujube. And also, I love her. I'm so happy to see her back. Here's to you, Juju. Next through the All-Stars 5 doors was Derrick Berry. Now, I'm not going to judge Derrick too badly. I'm judging him already in the theater of my mind, but bless Derrick Berry. The fact that he sits there and says, I used to be known for doing Britney Spears, now I do so much more, and then whip off that suit she snuck in and then do a Britney move to the floor, kind of cancels that whole statement out. It's like, well, clearly you're not. Clearly you are still Britney Spears. Now, I am not saying there's anything wrong with that. And I am not saying that Derrick Berry is a fool for doing only Britney Spears, because who else is doing Britney Spears? And that convincingly. And I think Derrick is absolutely handsome out of drag and beautiful as Britney Spears in drag. But Derrick had a horrible season as well. I don't think he's ever participated in something like that. So right away, I was very impressed with him for doing that, because as he said all the time on the show, if you remember, like, he works, he's a working queen. He doesn't do these bar things. He's not running from gig to gig worrying about whether he's going to get paid in drink tickets or cash. He's got a job. He's busy. And I just found that that attitude that he came in with really separated him from the pack. And then, of course, his hate for Bob the Drag Queen was just unnecessary, because when they did work together, they were great. They had a great time, but, I don't know. It was like, if Thorgy Thor wasn't hating Bob the Drag Queen, Derrick was doing it for him. Now, that said, I think Derrick went further in his season of RuPaul's Drag Race because Derrick Berry, I think that RuPaul was impressed with that, and there was a lot of experimentation from Derrick for the first time ever, like blocking out eyebrows. Like, this RuPaul's Drag Race is not the place to learn to do these things. If you know you don't block out your eyebrows, and you know that, because this is the thing with Derrick, he's a female, he's a female impersonator. He's actually a celebrity impersonator. He's not even really a female. He's just impersonating a celebrity who happens to be the opposite sex. He doesn't have makeup skills, no offense, that translate to a drag queen who does multiple characters and different looks and everything. Derrick is doing a show every night. I'm sure he wears the same outfit every night until they change it, and then it's that outfit for a year or whatever. So it was a hard place for Derrick to land, especially with people like beautiful Naomi Smalls sitting next to her, you know, giving her grief. Not that she gave her a lot of grief, but still. So I'm excited to see Derrick come in and possibly surprise me by being a proper drag queen and not a celebrity impersonator. And if he does, great. And if he doesn't, well, whatever. My prediction for Derrick, he could make top 5. But I also, there's something about, I feel like he might get kicked out early. I'm just going to say, I don't think these All-Stars are going to play. I think that, unfortunately, Derrick Berry has a reputation within the drag community that he's not a part of. And I think these queens are going to let us know what that opinion is. I'm just saying. So here's to Derrick. Good for you for putting it all on the line again. Maybe Vegas doesn't pay as much as everyone thinks. 9th through the workroom doors from season 10, Mayhem Miller. Now, Mayhem Miller won her first challenge of her season 10, but she went downhill from there. She almost literally. Now, what was funny about Mayhem was that all the other queens had an opinion about her. They were impressed. They were intimidated. She has a great reputation. She also has a great many friends within the RuPaul Drag Race family. So she really is almost like a cousin to the Drag Race family. Everyone knows her. Everyone's worked with her. And I kept waiting through season 10 for her to be great. No offense to her. I don't think she sucked. But even that first win out of the gate, I was like, oh, okay. I don't know who I thought. I can't even remember who I thought would win. But I remember her winning being, oh, for me. Not like, oh, but like, oh, okay. But it never, even that win wasn't great. And everyone said, oh, Mayhem Miller. I kept waiting for it to happen, and it never did. So, my prediction for Mayhem for All-Stars, she's going to be one of those queens. She will either go early because people are intimidated by her, or she will do very well. And I think she's a good performer too. So I feel like if she's in a situation to send someone home, she will. That said, she could make top 3. She really, really could. But I'm divided. I think that if people get the chance, they will send her home. I'm just saying. Last through the workroom doors, and oh my God, one of those people, whenever I hear of her or see a picture, and it's not often, she popped up in AJN the Queen, and I was like, Ongina. Oh my God, I love her. I love that little Asian, no wig wearing queen, and the fact that she hasn't aged in 12 years. Oh my God, I think she looks younger. I think she's talking to Cher's people and turning back time. But I just love her. I remember, was it season 2? She popped up to drive queens around, or was it for the All-Stars one? I don't remember, but she popped up to drive. Her and Delta Work drove 2 different teams around for their different, they had to go to Hamburger Mary's, and is it All-Stars? I don't know. Anyway, you'll tell me, I'm sure. I should have looked it up before I did this. But that was where she said, girl, there's traffic. They were trying to get to the next team. They're like, girl, you got to go. There's traffic. The fact that that's how she said traffic just in the moment made me love her more than when she said she was Connie Chung. I think that Ongina is going to surprise a lot of these girls. I think that the 12 years that she's had not being in the spotlight for RuPaul's Drag Race, it's going to be similar to Tatiana. I think people will be, Ongina, or not have any reference to her whatsoever. And then I think she's just going to impress and surprise a lot of people. I really feel that Ongina is capable of making it to top 3. And I don't think people will feel intimidated by her enough to vote her out. I think that they'll vote other people out 1st. So there you go, 10 queens, season 5. I am so excited. I have to tell you also, I didn't realize that All-Stars, that season 12 was almost done until this came out. That means, oh, we're done. Oh, we got it. Oh, because I don't even know, has anyone even heard what they're doing for the finale? I'm hoping that they do the finale online. Just do it online. We're okay. Everyone's, sequestered. Because if they wait to do it live, which they might be able to do it this year, but it won't be before August. You're also having to look at schedules. People have dates booked that are still booked because they're so far in advance they haven't heard if they're going to cancel things. So who's to say who's going to be even available to do delayed finale for season 12? I don't know. But I won't care either because I will be front and center watching All Stars 5. And I really, really do hope Shea Coulee wins. I'd also like to see Jujube win. I'd also like to see Alexis Mateo, whether she wins or not. But either way, I think it's going to be a fantastic All-Star season, and I, for one, can't wait. Now, before you go, make sure you like this video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel because I'm trying to get to 5,000. The only reason I'm saying 5,000 subscribers is because we just broke 4,000 last month. So I think we're just shy of 300, 4,300, and I think there's no reason whatsoever that we can't bump those numbers. Well, I can't bump. You can help me bump those numbers before the end of All Stars 5. That said, also leave a comment down below. Let me know who you are excited to see, who you'd like to see win the whole thing, what you think of my predictions. And other than that, stay healthy, stay safe, stay indoors if you can, keep your hands washed, you filthy animals, and miss me! Mwah! Seriously, Jorge. I just love